Welcome to G-Man Gaming and Reviews. So today we're going to do a video titled Redfall is Still Kicking. The reason that I'm doing this video is because I have Xbox Games Pass and I came across this game called Redfall when I was in the Xbox Game Pass, right? And this game got horrendous reviews, like really horrendous. But and when I was watching videos of it, like the last video that I saw was from somebody that said that Redfall is dead. But then when I was playing it, I think about a week and a half ago, there was this like update here. But where was it? There was an update about there was an update essentially for this game. It was only about a week and a half ago, right? And so I thought I might as well do a review of it. Because, like, I have to say that this game, when I played it, it's not the buggy mess that it was when I saw reviews of it. And also, I was just really surprised that you'll see the game update 4 is available now. That update was only available for about 2 weeks ago, right? So it's very surprising me that this game actually got an update. So I thought I would do a review of it. Now, in this game, you get to play as one of 4 characters, right? And while playing as one of 4 characters, each with their own unique powers. Now, I chose Jacob, right? Who is the very first character that you can pick. The reason that I chose him is because he's a sniper, and I'm going to be playing the game by myself. Now, I have to say that it's quite different playing this character than it would be the others, because this character starts with an ability that allows him to see, to scan for enemies, right? As you can see here, you're going to see enemies are going to appear, right? So if you know where the enemies are, it's considerably easier to play this game, right? Than if you don't know. He also has a cloak ability that allows him to just get out of town. So if something's going wrong, just pop the cloak and then leave, right? You don't have to use it in that way, but yeah. So, I thought I would pick this character because I like snipers. Now, there's been a lot of reviews of this game that have been in the negative, but I think that now, I don't think it's worth the full price of like $74, but I think it is a decent game on Xbox Game Pass. Right, I'm just going to get some ammunition. And I'll basically show you a little bit about how the game works. Right, so we'll just restock. And I'll talk about the good and the bad of this game. Right? So, let's have a look where we're going to go. Any missions? No, we're just going to find the Hollow Man. Okay, that neighborhood is secured. We've got a... Okay, we'll go here. Alright, let's quickly... Now, this is the new update that they actually put in this game, where you've got like this little tree here of upgrades that you can pick. I'll come back to that in a second. So I'll basically show you a little bit about combat on the game. Let's find some enemies.
Show me something good.
Okay, good.
I like the look of those clouds.
You forced me to do this.
Alright, this got interesting. Okay, I'm gonna bug out. Come on. Okay, let's kill him. Woo! Got some awesome stuff. Okay, so that's one thing that can happen to you in the later stage of the game, where you can have vampires like attack you, like you get like a sort of a boss meter. I don't know if that was in the original game when they did it, but what I'm gonna do is, because that wasn't supposed to happen, but I think it's good for a video. Here we go. We've got plenty of ammunition, there's no point in restocking. Alright. So where was I? Okay, so in this game, right, it's basically a first-person shooter, but it's sort of similar to games like Borderlands, where your character has got 3 abilities, like special abilities, and you've got like a skill tree, where you can put points into various things. The skill tree is somewhat basic, but it really changes, it very heavily changes the way that the game plays. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go here. I want to find some enemies to shoot. Okay, beautiful. So if I get my Raven to go here, should be enemies down there. Okay, as you're going to see, this is probably one of the big annoyances about this game, is the fact that it's quite sparse in terms of like enemies that are there, which is kind of really annoying, actually. Here we go. We've got enemies. Okay, cool. Now, this red stuff here will actually kill me. This red mist. Okay, they've found me. Okay, so in this game, there are 2 main types of enemies, right? There are the cultists, which are basically the human henchmen of the vampires, right? And then you have
nest close by. I can feel it.
And then you have the vampires themselves.
Supercharged till we take it out.
Get away!
The vampires are considerably more powerful than the human enemies are. Now, the human enemies can still kill you, but they're kind of not as dangerous. If you get swarmed by them, they become really dangerous. Later on, you come across these Bellweather operatives that are like, whereas the human cultists are just regular humans, whereas the Bellweather operatives are actual, like professional vampire hunters, so they have turrets and stuff like that. So there's basically 3 main types of enemies. The vampires, even your basic vampire, can be extremely dangerous if they corner you, right? Normally, one of the things about the vampires, though... Okay, we got enemies here.
Make yourself useful.
Let's have a look. That was some headshots. Very nice. Let's loot them. Where's their... medical supplies. Great. I'm running low on medical supplies. Handgun ammunition. Medical supplies. Nice. Up to 3. Very cool. Alright, so that's basically in a nutshell. So there's 3 types of enemies. Vampires. Now, there's the regular vampires, and then there's the special versions of the vampires. And the special versions of the vampires are actually really powerful. Even one of them can be really dangerous. Now, in this game, you have 2 abilities that are on recharge, and then you have a powerful ability. You like your ultimate, which is different for each character. Now, there's 4 characters in the game. You can co-op this with your friends, which I think is the way that the game was primarily designed to be played. But where's the vampire nest? But yeah, so like I said, you'll actually see that this game right now in its state, I still don't think it's worth like the $74 on Steam or something like that, but it's very worth it on the Xbox Games Pass. They fixed a lot of the stuff that was there when the game first started. So what I'm going to show you now is a vampire nest. Now, vampire nests are actually a really cool part of the game. So let's find that nest, shall we? Alright. Okay, it's there. Now, I've got to be honest, if you were playing this single player with one of the other characters, you're probably going to have a hard time of it. Because being able to know where the vampires are in advance, like through walls, is actually really useful. So let's go to this...
Nest, up ahead.
Okay, we got a nest. Nice. So I'll show you a nest, right? Let's put some shotgun shells in. Alright, let's go in there. Okay.
Kill the heart and get out.
Now, these vampire nests are very interesting because they're like mini dungeons. Now, the thing about this game that's very interesting is that even one vampire, especially the ones that are the higher power, can actually be extremely dangerous, right? So you have to be... the regular vampires are still dangerous. If it's one-on-one, you can sort of strafe around them, so it can be very hard for them to hit you. But you still have to be careful.
Let's do some recon.
Let's have a look here. Cool, medical supplies, nice. Now, I've got to be honest, sniper rifles aren't really that useful against vampires. Because you have to, they don't do enough damage to completely kill the vampire. But they are very useful. Okay, so we got a vampire there. What we're going to do is we're going to use our ability. Okay, so we got 2 vampires. 3, actually. I'm going to swap to... Now, the UV gun is actually really interesting. It only works on vampires. Now, there come vampires. Oh, here we go. See, if it's one-on-one, they're kind of not that dangerous. But you got to make sure that you don't get cornered. They can be seriously dangerous if you get cornered. Okay, that's a watcher. Let's go. Now, one of the things that's kind of annoying about this game that I found is the fact that some weapons are silenced and some weapons are not. You can't mod weapons in this game. It's a looter shooter, so you can only find weapons, you can't mod them, which is really annoying, actually. Now, one of the other interesting things about this game is the game has an in-game currency, which you actually find by looting items. So, very weird sort of thing, but, yeah, like I said, I think this game would have been much better if instead of being a looter shooter, it had like, it was more like Fallout with vampires. I think it would have been much better if it was like that. Actually, I think that would have been a better design than to have this game be like a sort of like a Diablo sort of game. So we got the enemies there. What do we got here? Now, there's actually other weapons in this game. There's flare guns, assault rifles, pistols, and there's also some interesting weapons like an electric pistol. So the game is very interesting. It's a very interesting game. It's a very interesting sort of weapon selection, apart from like the more generic weapons. But okay, let's have a look here. Now the vampires shouldn't be able to tell because this is a silenced weapon. Yeah, so they didn't pick it up. All right, so let's go up here. Is there only two of them?
Don't get to it.
Now, uh-oh. Now that's one of the really annoying things about this game, is sometimes these tight turns can be, where are you? Turning around in this game can be a nightmare. Alright. So it's a very sort of interesting like system where you pick up items like you would in Fallout, except they end up being part of a in-game currency. But like I said, this game would have been much better if it was a Fallout type game, actually, to be honest. It would have been considerably better. So we've got our little... So, where are we going? Okay, there's no map. Now, the reason that I'm smashing that psychic residue is that you'll see next on the bottom corner of the screen, there is a... Oh, hang on, let me have a look here. Let's move that to the top hand corner. Let's move that there. Didn't realize that. Alright, cool. Alright, let's have a look. Okay, that's dead. We've got a vampire there. Now, I'll actually show you a weapon here that you don't see anywhere else in the that you wouldn't see in another game. Is the stake launcher, right? It actually fires like a stake. All right, so we're going to use it on this vampire here, and it didn't kill him. Oh, you annoying vampires. Now, one thing that I will say about this game is that vampires are very difficult in the early part of the game because you don't have access to this UV weapon. Let's have a look. Alright, there's another watcher. Now I should be able to get up there. Ooh, medical supplies, very nice. Psychic residue in this game is very useful because it powers your ultimate weapon. You won't be using it very often, but when you need it, you'll definitely be using it, I can tell you that. Alright, let's kill that watcher. There's some residue up there.
Useful.
One of the things that's very important in this game is to have the sound on. The reason being is that you need to be able to hear the enemies. One of the other things that's interesting about this game, though, is that vampires, in order to kill them, you have to stake them. That's interesting. I could go up there and kill them. I'm never bothered with the flare gun, to be honest. For the sake of simplicity, I'm not going to bother with them. We're just going to get to the nest heart. Let's have a look.
Go on. bird. There's the heart.
Okay, we're getting close. Okay, that's a watcher. Now, silenced weapons in this game is actually very powerful. Because otherwise, if in this game in particular, if you have weapons that aren't silenced, right, and you're just walking around, you can get swarmed by enemies from left and right. And there's no like drugs in this game like Fallout, like the Fallout games, in order to heal directly, right? You can't pause the screen and then heal because it's an always online game. Ooh, binoculars. Where's the shotgun? I'll use this one. Okay, we need to get the hell out. Now, if I didn't have this, I'd be dead. And that's exactly what I was talking about. Where are the enemies?
Let's do some recon.
Okay, that's a watcher. Very nice. That's exactly what I was talking about. If you weren't playing as Jacob and you didn't have that get out of jail button, you'd be absolutely in a lot of trouble. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna untether it.
Let's do some recon.
I'm going to switch to the assault rifle, because the assault rifle is very good when you need to get out.
Heart's toast without this.
So basically, in order you need to destroy these dungeons because vampires are more powerful around them, and it spreads. So if you don't get rid of them, they'll eventually cause you problems. Alright, now we need to get out.
That did something. I think that did it. Time to split mud. Then I can bust these open now. Better be quick about it.
And that was a vampire nest completed, which is like a mini dungeon. And I leveled up, which is cool. Now, what was I going to say? So these are my final thoughts on Redfall, okay? I don't think that, in its current state, I don't think that it's a completely bad game. I think, in comparison to the bugs that when they released this game, because I've seen video footage, I think it's pretty bad, the bugs that they had. That being said, I don't think it's a completely bad game. I think it has some very interesting features to it. I think that the combination of human villains and vampires makes for some very interesting fights. You always want to play this game with the sound on, so you can hear cues for enemies that are around you. As you saw, it's very, very easy in this game to get killed, right? Even by the basic vampires. Like 2 of them, 3 of them, like if they get anywhere close to you, they can kill you quite quickly. So it's very important in this game. So I think there's not an incredibly large amount of enemies, okay? But the vampires that they've got are quite unique from each other and require different strategies. There's also vampiric bosses, like you saw in the Rook before. So I think that this was a game that had a lot of potential. It's a shame that but they shouldn't have done it as a looter shooter style game. That's one thing that they 100% shouldn't have done with this. It was an absolute mistake to have done that with this game. Right? Absolute mistake. If they had done it as like a Fallout thing with the mods and stuff like that, I think it would have been considerably better. Because one of the things that's interesting about this game is that each of the silenced weapons, like the assault rifles, have different scopes on them, right? Some of the scopes are much better than others, right? Also, there are burst variants of the assault rifle and fully automatic variants, right? So realistically, there's no real reason to, like, if this game had had Fallout 4 kind of mechanics in terms of like customization of weapons, I think it would have been actually a lot of fun. Now the world is quite bare bones, but as you can see, as you level up, it becomes more and more interesting. Like, I haven't done an Elder Nest before. The challenge in the game is actually quite good, because you can easily be killed if you're not careful. I think the game is a little bit short on content. If you have a look at the main mission progress, there's not too many of the main missions, right? This is the last mission, I'm pretty certain. So there's not that much content in this game. But it's not a bad game per se. It is somewhat interesting. I just feel that, like you've got like unique variants of weapons and stuff like that. I feel that, like I said, this would have been much better with a Fallout 4 style system, and the special powers. That would have made it considerably better, right? But all in all, I don't think Redfall is a bad game, in its current state. I think it's a pretty decent game. I do find it quite enjoyable, like especially when I want to play it casually, and I don't want to think about too many things. Like, I just want to relax. Like, I'm not interested in playing like a total war game where I've got to maneuver armies. It's like, it can be a lot of fun. It allows you to switch off quite easily. But the thing that's interesting about this game is that the more unique variants of vampires that you come across, each one of them is a mini boss in its own right and can kill you quite easily if you're not careful. So yeah, this was my review of Redfall, I suppose you could say. It's still kicking, still getting updates. Don't know what the player counts on it for are. But I feel that this game is one of those games that had a lot of potential if it had just been done in a different way. Well, this was G-Man Gaming and Reviews. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you have any comments about Redfall or any comments about anything you'd like me to do or what your favorite part of Redfall was or what you didn't like about Redfall, I have a feeling that those of you who bought Redfall at release would have been very unhappy, and I can understand why. But this was G-Man Gaming and Reviews. Please like and subscribe. If you're interested in merch, check out the link in the description below. If you're interested in courses, teaches how to build websites, check out the link in the description below. Thank you for watching. See you later.